Hi everyone, my name is Nitish and I'm starting one Java series where I will explain how to write code from basics. So before starting our first code, we will know some basics so that it can help us to understand why we are writing what we are writing. So first of all, we should know what is object-oriented programming. So it refers to the language that use objects in programming and they use objects as a primary source to implement what is to happen in the code. It means that some programming languages are called object oriented programming language because they use object as the main source and it is the object that perform all the things in the code. So there are different types of object oriented programming language in the market. We have Java, we have Python, JavaScript, and there are many more. But in this series, we will focus only on Java. So these OOPS languages have some concepts like class, object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. I will discuss about everything in detail in our different series where I will discuss all the theoretical points. But here only we need to know two things so that we can start our first code. That is class and object. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose the bird. The bird is what? It is a class. It belongs to all the birds in the universe. So bird, when we talk about bird, it doesn't say any specific word. It signifies all the birds. So it is not a real thing. It is not a real entity. It is just a kind of blueprint, or you can say, imaginary thing. The same way that here also I am talking about the class is nothing, but it is a template or blueprint or a prototype from which objects are created. Same way, if I talk about some particular birds like parrot, crow, or any other bird, they are the real entity. So, in the same way, these are called objects. So, this object and this class are going to be used in everywhere in this OOPS language. So, here in Java, we will see now how to write our first code. So, I'm using IntelliJ. You can use any code editor to write your code. So, let's start. Now let's create one class, Java class, and new Java class. Give it any name. Let's suppose I want to give birds. Okay. So after creating, you can see that there is one class named as birds is created. So one thing you should remember that everything you are going to write in Java must be inside a class. So here we have a class called birds, and here we have used one keyword called public. I will explain later why we are using public, what other we can use. So inside this class, we will have one method. And you should remember that this method is going to be inside every class that we are going to use. So we will have one method called main. So what is method? Method is nothing, it contains some code which do some task. You can understand from like that. And it will be written like there will be a name of the method, and after that you will have some parentheses and it will have some lines of code. And there are other things also associated with this main method which I will explain later, but just understand now that there will be one main method inside class. So while writing this main method, we have to use some other keywords also like public, static, void, and main method, and we will pass some parameter like string. So this is how we have created first our class named as birds. Then we have created one main method. It is taking something just to understand. And now we have used public keyword, static keyword, and void. What does it mean? I will explain later. Just you have to remember these things. These things you just memorize it for now. This is not going to be changed anywhere in any code. This, and only you have to change the name of the class. So now after that, in order to print anything, there is another method that is called println or print method. So in order to print anything, we use system dot out dot println. We use this method, println method, to print anything. So let's suppose I want to print this is my code. So when you want to print something, you just write it within double quotes or single quotes, and it will print what you want to print. Now you have to click on this run button. So if I click, you can see the output is generated as this is my code. So this is how you print anything. I will explain later also what are the different other methods to print and how to write Java code more efficiently. That's all. Thank you everyone.